Good evening, everybody, and welcome to this new video on my channel. Tonight, I'm gonna try to put myself in the shoes of the matchmaking team of the UFC following Saturday night event, which was Adesanya versus Costa for the middleweight belt. So, without further ado, let's begin with this episode. Yeah, so as I mentioned, Saturday night it was a big event on pay-per-view, UFC 253 Israel Adesanya versus Paulo Costa. Uh, Overall, it was a really cool event, especially the main card. Yeah, all of the main card was a really good card. Yeah, so first up, Kadis Ibrahimov, who opened the prelims. And he lost, and he is on a fight losing streak. So I think next is gonna be cut by the UFC and maybe return to regional promotions. Uh, Before joining the UFC, was fighting at M1 Global, so I wouldn't be surprised if he returned there. His opponent was Danilo Marquez, who improved to 10-2 in the UFC. Uh, I think you should find next Klitson Abreu, two former Dana White Contender Series bet, and Abreu is I think still better than Marquez, but Marquez was a big underdog in his fight Saturday and ended up winning. So I think this could be a nice fight. Next up in the heavyweight division, Jeff Hughes, who lost his fight and became a 10-4 in his professional career. I think he should fight Deontay Mays, another contender veteran uh, who has a deceptive record with 7 wins and 4 losses. He's not having a good time in the UFC yet. He has a loss against Cyril Gain, notably. Yeah, at heavyweight, Jeff Hughes is on a rough sequence, but there's not as much talent as other divisions in the heavyweight division. So I think that's gonna be the fight. The winner of this fight, Juan Espino, he improved it to 10-1, and he is the former tough champion. I think he should fight Alexei Olenek, which is 11th ranked heavyweight. Juan Espino told reporters that he wanted to have a quick turnaround and is approaching 40 years old, and he wants to jump really fast in the heavyweight contention. And I think Olenek is a big name for him. And yeah, Olenek and Espino have both good grappling, submission threat, so it could be a really interesting fight in the heavyweight division. Next up, Alexa Camure. He was undefeated coming in the Saturday's event, and Uh, he lost his perfect record. So next, I would give them Ike Villanueva. Yeah, so in the light heavyweight division, this fight, Camure showed a little. He had a good first round and he gassed up. And Villanueva is more of a striker. So I think it could be a good fight. On the other hand, the winner of this fight was William Knight, who improved to a 9-1 record. And I think you should fight next Marcin Parachnio. Both have heavyweight power, and it could be a really barn burner in the light heavyweight division. Next up, Shane Young, who was another favorite against Ludovic Klein and lost. And it was pretty funny to see him do the haka in front of Dana White at the weigh-in. I think he should fight Julio Arce next. It could be a really interesting fight on the feet. And both have similar records in the UFC, so that could be good. The winner of the fight was Ludovic Klein, as I said, Personally, I thought he was one of the more exciting prospects at featherweight coming from Europe, and I think he should fight Danny Henry. Danny Henry is a Scottish fighter who hasn't been as much active as he could be, and Danny Henry has a is a four-fight veteran in the UFC, so it could be a good test for Ludovic Kling. Next up, the always intriguing Diego Sanchez, who lost one lopsided decision against Jake Matthews. I think he should fight Francisco Trinaldo in veteran weight division, as we could say. Yeah, Sanchez, I wouldn't want him to be fed to newcomers, and he is still an attraction to keep him around if he doesn't retire. A bit like Masanduraba, Francisco Trinaldo, great veteran, who is on a great sequence lastly. So I could give an, a win against a big name for Trinaldo if both fight it. Next up, the Celtic kid Jake Matthews on a 3-fight winning streak. I think he should fight 14th ranked welterweight Anthony Pettis. Yeah, so Matthews is on the brink of breaking the top 15, and Pettis is not as good as he once were, if we could say. So I think a matchup with Matthews could be good for both, as Pettis could start a winning streak, and on the other hand, Matthews could break the top 15 with a win. Next up, Alex Da Silva lost Saturday. I think he should fight South African Don match. Yeah, not much to say on those. Da Silva hasn't fought for almost two years when he lost Saturday night. So and Don match is an exciting prospect. So I think it could be a good matchup. On the other hand, Brad Riddle who improved to 9-1. Pretty spectacular kid. I think he should fight Alexander Hernandez. On the feet, this matchup could be fireworks. And Hernandez was ranked in the top 15 not so long ago. So this fight could put one of those back in the top 15 in the lightweight division. Passing on to the main card, I think Zubarat Tukugov should fight with Damon Jackson, which we saw not long ago. Yeah, both are wrestlers with submission threats, so it could be a great technical fight. For the Canadian Hakeem Dawodu, it's gonna be a great, big reach there, but I think he should fight Jeremy Stephens, the number 8 ranked featherweight in the UFC. My thinking behind this is that Hakeem Dawodu asked and is on the brink to breaking the top 15 in the world, as Jeremy Stephens is on a 5-fight losing streak. I should say 4-fight losing streak with the no contest against Yair Rodriguez. So I think Stephens has come back in this place where he has to fight newcomers and uprising talent. As Hakeem Dawodu has shown that he is ready for a greater challenge. So yeah, Stephens versus Dawodu would be a really good fight. Going on in the women's bantamweight division, Sijara Eubanks should fight with Jessica Rose Clark. Yeah, it's not much to say there, although that it could be a great matchup. Ketlen Vieira, number 7th ranked bantamweight, should fight Raquel Rocky Pennington. Yeah, so Ketlen Vieira continues her ascension to the top of the bantamweight division, as Pennington is the only one in the top 5 of the division who doesn't have a fight next. So I think it would be the fight to make. In the flyweight division, Australian New Zealander Kaikara France is number 7th ranked. I think he should fight next David Vorjak, who was a big riser in his last fight in the rankings, so now he's 11th ranked. Yeah, so the principal thinking behind this is that Cara France coming off a loss should fight down the ranking, and Vorjak is on a nice winning streak, so he should fight up the ranking. So this fight writes itself pretty much. Next up, the new sensation at flyweight, Brandon Royval. Uh, he's on a 2-fight winning streak now in the UFC. He won both his two UFC fights, and I think he should fight Yusur Formiga, the number 6 ranked flyweight. This fight could finish on the feet or on the ground, and as we saw in his last two outings, Brandon Royval is a really interesting prospect, exciting, and Formiga could give him a good fight. In the light heavyweight division, Dominic Reyes had a rough fight against Jan Blachowicz. I think he should fight Alexander Rakic. A win over Rakic would put him back in title contention almost, as Rakic need big wins to establish himself as the next contender. So yeah, and this would be a nice technical fight on the feet, I think. For the champion Jan Blachowicz, I really think he should fight the winner between the fight of the fight between Thiago Santos and Glover Teixeira. Many thought Santos won against John Jones, and he fucked up both his knees. And on the other hand, Glover Teixeira is on a 3-fight winning streak, and at 40, he is on his last push for the title before retirement. Yeah, so I think that would be the fight to make. In the middleweight division, Paulo Costa, yeah, he talked a lot coming in fight week, and he wasn't able to deliver coming in the week. So and in the fight, he was screwed by Israel Adesanya. I think he should fight the winner of the fight between the Joker Jack Hermanson and the Gorilla Tyron Till. Yeah, so against Paulo Costa has to win a fight against an up-and-coming guy to prove he belongs in the top 3 of the division. And both of Till and Hermanson need wins again, a big name like Costa to propose themselves in title contention. And for the big star of the UFC, Israel Adesanya, I think he should fight the winner of the fight between Robert Whittaker and Jared Cannonier. Yeah, Adesanya already said on his post-fight interview that he was interested in a fight against Jared Cannonier. But if Whittaker wins, it will be on a 2-fight winning streak and good wins against Darren Till and Jared Cannonier. And I don't see someone else battling for the middleweight strap if Whittaker wins. Maybe the winner of Hermanson versus Till, but I think they would be really green. Too green, and there's some speculation that Adesanya could fight with John Jones, but I don't think this fight's materialize anytime soon. So that's it for me, guys, for this video. So I hope you liked it. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll post more later. Thank you.